Yes, welcome back to the online classes by Konur Institutions. In last class, we were discussing about the fourth colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. I will remind you what we taught in last class. So osmotic pressure means the minimum external pressure which is applied on the solution side to stop the osmosis process is known as a osmotic pressure. So before going to that, we need to know the meaning of osmosis also. I already discussed about the osmosis also. In the case of osmosis, the solvent molecules will move through the semi-permeable membrane from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. So that is the meaning of osmosis. We know that there are two types of membranes are there. One is a natural membrane and another one is a artificial membrane. And regarding that, examples also we were discussing that natural membranes of pig's bladder and goat's bladder and parchment membrane and vegetable tissue, and artificial membranes of copper ferrocyanide and cellophane we were discussing. And we were discussing about the reverse osmosis also. That is a process which is occurred in exactly opposite to the osmosis. In case of a reverse osmosis, if you applied pressure is more than the osmotic pressure, then the solvent molecules will move from higher concentration to the lower concentration. That is the meaning of reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis used in the distillation of seawater and purification of the hardness of the water. And we were discussing a classification of solutions based on the osmotic pressure. One is a isotonic solution, second one is a hypotonic solution, and third one is a hypertonic solution. Isotonic solution means the two solutions having the same osmotic pressure. That type of solutions are known as a isotonic solution. So that is our blood is isotonic with the 0.91 concentration of sodium chloride solution. And hypotonic solution in the sense lower. If the osmotic pressure is lower than that of the solution is known as a hypotonic solution. In such cases, the lower concentration of solution will move towards the blood cell. It means a blood cell will be swell and later it will be burst. And hypertonic means higher. If the osmotic pressure is higher than that of the solution is known as a hypertonic solution. So that is the blood cell concentration is lower and the outside concentration is higher, hence the osmosis will occur from the lower to higher. It means a blood cell will be shrink. That is also called as end osmosis. In case of a hypertonic and hypotonic, so that is 0, you can take here hypertonic solution, hypertonic. This is a hypotonic. Hypertonic means concentration will be more. Concentration will be more. It means solvent particles will be less. Solvent is less. Here concentration is less. Concentration is less. It means a dilute solution. So solvent molecules will be more. If the hypertonic and hypotonic solutions are separated by the semi-permeable membrane, means here the solution will move from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. It means the solution or the solvent particles will move towards the hypotonic to hypertonic. You have to remember the one more point regarding this one. If these hypertonic and hypotonic solutions are separated by the semi-permeable membrane, in such cases the solvent particles will move from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. That is a hypotonic to the hypertonic solution. Yes, now we discuss some of the examples regarding the osmosis process. So first one is shriveling of raw mangoes into pickle. As we already know that how to prepare the pickle in our home. So that is when we kept the raw mangoes in a concentrated sodium chloride solution. So that raw mangoes having a less concentration. So we are adding a concentrated sodium chloride solution having a high concentration. Osmosis will occur from the lower to higher. So that raw mangoes having a lower concentration, we are adding a sodium chloride solution. So that is having a higher concentration. The osmosis will occur from the lower to higher. It means the fluid present in the mangoes will come out of the solution that will be converted into pickle. So that is one of the example for the osmosis process. And one was revival of wilted flowers. Wilted flower in the sense unfresh flower. So if when we kept the wilted flowers in a fresh water, so that will be regains its freshness because of the osmosis process from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. And one more example, very important, swelling of tissues in the people consuming more salt. If the people will consume a more salt, or if he is having a more salty food, those are suffering from the disease like edema. Important for 1 marks question. So that is edema. If the person will having a more salty food, so that person is suffering from the edema disease. So if the swelling of tissues, if he is having a more salt, means the concentration of sodium chloride in the blood cell will increases. Hence when we drink the water, so water having a less concentration, water will move towards the tissues or the cells, so that will be swells because of the retention of the water. Hence will get the that person will get the edema disease. This is one of the osmosis example. And one more is the preservation of meat. So preservation of meat by the action of bacteria by salting it. So when we preserve the meat, we are putting some salt on the meat, so that salt solution having a more concentration. If that meat having a bacteria, that bacteria having a less concentration in the cells, it means the solid the fluid present in the bacteria will come out of the solution by the osmosis process, that will be shrink, and later the bacteria will be dies. Because of that reason, we are putting some salt on the meat to preserve that. And even we are preserving the what it is fruits by the adding a sugar also. The same osmosis process will occur. These are the some examples regarding the osmosis process. Now we will discuss about the abnormal molecular mass of solute. Abnormal molecular mass. The name itself tells that it is not normal, abnormal. What is abnormal? Molecular mass will be abnormal. Why we are getting the abnormal molecular mass for the some solutes? As we already discussed that from the colligative property we can calculate the molecular mass or the molar mass of a solute. So in some cases the molar mass calculated by the colligative property is not accurate or not it is correct to the compared to the theoretical value. If exact molecular mass will be getting, if it is the solute should not be dissociate or associate in the solution, one thing. And one more is solute, if it is dissociation and association taking place in a solution, so we are not getting the accurate molecular mass for the solute. If you want to get the accurate molecular mass, means the solution should be more dilute. If it is a concentrated, means we will not get the accurate molecular mass. In such cases it may react with each other and it may react with a solvent also. In both the cases, if it is not a dilute and if it is a dissociation or associations taking place, we are not getting the accurate or theoretical value. How it will be? More or abnormal molecular mass will come for the solute. Now we will discuss that. So for example, abnormal molecular mass, we already know that. So we have to remember the point here. Molecular weight of the molar mass. Molecular weight or molar mass inversely proportional to the colligative property. Colligative property. So how the abnormal molecular mass will come for the solute? Now first we can write the, if the solute associations taking place in a solvent, if the solute associates, association, or you can tell association. Association in the sense combining. For example, you can take the two solute molecules, you can take. So this is the one solute molecule you can imagine, and this is the another solute molecule. When we add the two solute molecules in a solvent, this will be association, combining. This will be association taking place. It dimerizes to form a one molecule. Total number of molecules in the solution will be less than the added solute particles, because here we are adding the two solute particles. These two solute particles are associated to form a dimer. It is form of one molecule. In such cases, the total number of particles or the solute particle is less than the added. Hence, if the total number of solute particles are less, means the colligative property depends upon the number of solute particles. If the less number of solute particles are there, it means a less colligative property we are expecting. If it is a less colligative property, we will get the more molecular mass or the weight for the solute. We have to remember the point. Example, you can take the acetic acid. You can take, if two molecules of acetic acid, if you are adding CH3COOH plus CH3COOH, the two molecules of acetic acid, if we add, these two molecules associates to form a dimer. These two molecules associates in a solvent to form a dimer. How the dimerization is taking place in the acetic acid now will be CH3 C double bond OH and one more molecule, that is CH3 C double bond OH. So just I will write the CH3COOH molecule. These two molecules associates to form a dimer. Here the hydrogen is electropositive, oxygen is more electronegative. So these will associate in the form of hydrogen bonding. So because of this dimerization, colligative property will be less because the number of solute particles are less. If the colligative property is less, means that is inversely proportional to the molecular weight, hence we are getting the more molecular weight. Example, this acetic acid having a 60 molecular mass. After the association in a solvent, we will get the exactly double molecular mass, that is a 120 we are observing. Molecular mass of acetic acid is 120. Actual molecular mass of acetic acid is 60. Now we are getting a 120. It means abnormal, more than the molecular mass will come. So that is called as what it is, abnormal molecular mass we will call. And you can take the benzoic acid also, C6H5COOH. If the two molecules of benzoic acid, if we are adding in a solvent, means these two molecules associates to form a dimer, C6H5COOH. And one more molecule I will write, C6H5COOH. Here hydrogen molecule is electropositive, oxygen molecule is electronegative. There is attraction between the what it is, hydrogen and the oxygen to form a hydrogen bond and to form the hydrogen. Because of the hydrogen bond, this benzoic acid will form the dimer. Total number of particles will be less, hence we are getting the more molecular weight. Exact molecular weight of benzoic acid is 122. So we will get the exactly opposite, that is the double, 144 we are getting, more than the actual value. That is an abnormal we are called. How to define the abnormal molecular mass then? So the molecular mass indicated or molar mass, molecular mass indicated if it is higher or smaller than true value or actual value. So true value is here 60. We are getting more than 60, that is a 120. That is a abnormal. Here we actual value is, true value is 122 molecular mass of benzoic acid. We are getting a 144. So because of the association, we are getting the molecular mass will be more in such cases. What it is? Association, as we have to remember the point here. Yes sir. In second case, example, if the solute will be dissociates. Solute will be dissociates. What happens if the dissociation taking place if the solute in a solvent? Example, you can take if I had taken one solute, you can take, when we add the solute in the solvent, this solute dissociates to form a 2 ions, you can imagine, 2 ions. The total number of solute particle after dissociation is more in solution than the added solute particles. How many we are added? We are added a one solute particle that will be dissociated in a solvent to form a more number of solute particles. If the more number of solute particle will there, means that colligative property depends upon the solute particles. More the colligative property will come. More the colligative property means less molecular weight or the molar mass will come. Because these are inversely proportional to each other. If the solute will be dissociates in a solvent, in such cases we will get the less molecular mass than the true value that we are calling as the abnormal molecular mass. Example you can take one electrolyte you can take example sodium chloride. When the sodium chloride is added in a solvent, this sodium chloride will be dissociates to form a sodium plus and Cl minus ions. How many number of ions will be formed? Two moles of ions will be formed. We are adding the one molecule. It means the total number of solute particles are more. Hence, the less molecular mass we can expect in the what it is abnormal, that is called as the abnormal molecular mass. So now we can take the one more example CaCl2. You can take this CaCl2 upon dissociation will form the Ca plus 2 and Cl minus, that is 2 molecules you have to multiply by 2. Here total number of ions will be 2 plus 1, 3 number moles of ions will be there. So total number of ions are more means colligative property is more. If the colligative property is more means that is inversely proportional to the molecular mass. Hence we will get the less molecular mass if the solute will be dissociates. You have to remember the point here. If association and dissociation is taking place, we will get the abnormal molecular mass in some cases because of the reason we already discussed now. So now the extent of dissociation and extent of association can be expressed by the want of factor, that is the I. How it will be? The want of scientist given a I value or the method or extent of association and dissociation can be expressed by the want of equation. Want of scientist, he given a want of solution or want of equation. Extent of association and dissociation can be expressed by the want of equation, that is denoted by the I. I is the want of equation. How to define the want of equation for the extent of dissociation and association? That is a normal molecular mass divided by abnormal molecular mass. Divided by abnormal molecular mass. This is a ratio between the what? Normal molecular mass divided by the abnormal molecular mass. Or you can tell that this is the ratio between the total number of moles after dissociation or association to the total number of moles before dissociation or association. It is a ratio between the total number of moles of after dissociation or association to the total number of moles before dissociation or association. We will get the I value that is used to calculate the what? Extent of dissociation or association. Yes, we can define the want of factor like observed colligative property. Observed colligative property divided by calculated colligative property. Calculated colligative property. Yes, these are all same. You can write the definition of want of factor, ratio of normal molecular mass divided by abnormal molecular mass, or you can write this one, or you can write this one. Using this you can calculate the extent of dissociation or association. If the I value is greater than 1 means there is there is dissociation of solutes taking place. Dissociation of solute takes place. You have to remember the point. If I value is less than 1 means there is association of solute taking place. In such cases we will get the I is less than 1. If it is I is equal to 1, so that solute is non-electrolyte. Solute is non-electrolyte. So or you can write the undissociated solute. If I value is 1 means that solute is non-electrolyte, that will be not dissociates or associates. If the association and dissociation is taking place, I value is greater than when it is dissociation is taking place, I value is less than when the association is taking place. How it will be now we will discuss with the example. For example, you can take the example sodium chloride you can take. This is the electrolyte, strong electrolyte. When we add this solute in a solvent, this will be dissociates to form sodium chloride, that is dissociates to form sodium plus and Cl minus. If you want to calculate the I value, I is equal to what? After dissociation, how many moles of ions will get? 2. That is after dissociation, 2 ions will come. That is before dissociation, how many particle? 1 it is. That is 2 divided by 1. I value is 2. You can take the one more example like MgCl2 you can take. After dissociation MgCl2, Mg plus 2 and Cl minus 2 molecules of Cl, you have to multiply by 2 here. Total number of particles are moles of ions, 2 plus 1, 3. I value is equal to, after dissociation 3 moles of ions, before dissociation 1 molecule, that is 3 divided by 1 is 3. I value for the MgCl2 is 3. You can write the CaCl2 same. CaCl2 is equal to Ca plus 2 and 2 Cl minus. Here also I value after dissociation 3 moles of ions and before dissociation 1. I value is 3. And you can write the Al2SO4 thrice also. Al2SO4 thrice, when we kept in a solvent, this will be dissociates to form Al plus 3 and SO4 minus 2. How many Al molecules? 2. That is in multiply by 2. Here SO4 3 SO4 minus 2. Total number of moles of ions after dissociation 3 plus 2. After dissociation I is equal to 5, that is 3 plus 2, and before dissociation 1, that is 5 divided by 1. I value is 1. Very important for 1 marks question. They may ask to the examination what is the I value for the any examples. They will give sodium chloride MgCl2. We have to dissociate, we will get the I value like this. This is the want of factor for the what it is. Some examples like sodium chloride, MgCl2, CaCl2 and Al2SO4 thrice. Yes, using the want of factor, so modify the equation for the colligative property. So as we already know the formula for the colligative property of relative lowering vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point and depression of the freezing point and osmotic pressure. We have to multiply the I value for the all formulas. We will get the want of modifies equation for the colligative property. First, relative lowering vapor pressure P1 naught minus P divided by P1 naught is equal to N2 divided by N1 plus N2 into I. Want of factor we have to multiply. Same elevation of the boiling point delta TB is equal to Kb into small m into multiply by want of factor. Here also multiply by the want of factor. Osmotic pressure pi V is equal to nRT into want of factor I. These are the formulas or modified formula of the colligative property. You have to remember the one more point regarding this one. So if it is I is greater than 1 means a dissociation of a solute will taking place. Example, we already know that. So I is equal to 2 means it is more than 1. I is equal to 3 means it is more than 1. So I is equal to 5 means it is more than 1. In such cases, dissociation of a solute is taking place. I is less than 1, association. I is equal to 1, solute will not be dissociate or associate. That is a non-electrolyte will be there. Yes, now we discuss about the problems on the fourth colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. Before going to that, we need to know the formula for the osmotic pressure, as we already know that phi is equal to CRT. C is the molar concentration term it is, that is a molarity. So that is C is equal to N2 divided by V, number of moles dissolved in per liter of the solution, N2 divided by V into RT. That is pi is equal to, how to calculate the N2, number of moles of solute. N2 is equal to given weight divided by molar mass. So N2 is equal to weight divided by molar mass into V into R into T. So now if you want to calculate the molar mass of solute, M2 is equal to, so we have to multiply W2 into RT divided by phi into V. You have to remember this molecular formula to calculate the molar mass of a solute. And we have to remember here R is a gas constant, T is temperature in Kelvin. Gas constant R will be different value for the different variables. Now it is R is equal to 0.083 liter bar per mole per Kelvin. When the pressure they had given in a bar, we have to use the R value is 0.083. R value is equal to 8.314 when they given in a joules per Kelvin per mole. R value is 8.314 into 10 raised to 3 if they given a pressure in a Pascal liter per Kelvin per mole. So now R is equal to 0.0821 liter atmospheric pressure per Kelvin per mole. So you have to use the, if they are given a pressure in bar, you have to use this one. If they are given in a Pascal, you have to use this one. If they are given a pressure in a atmospheric pressure, we have to use this one. Now I written one example on the osmotic pressure, that is the first problem. Yes. 200 cm cube of an aqueous solution of protein contains 1.26 gram of protein. The osmotic pressure of such solution at 300 Kelvin is found to be 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 bar. Calculate the molar mass of a protein. So we have to calculate the molar mass of protein. This is based on the osmotic pressure. We have to know the osmotic pressure of such solution is 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3. What they had given first you have to remember. So right here 200 cm cube of an aqueous solution. Volume they had given in cm cube. So that is the volume is equal to how much? 200 cm cube. So we have to convert into liter. So that is 200 divided by 1000 means 1000 ml means 1 liter. So that is a 0.2 liters. We have to convert this one in a liter. 200 cm cube divided by 1000 means we will get the 0.2 liter. And what they had given next, solution of protein contains 1.26 gram of protein. Weight of protein, that is the weight of solute, how much they had given. So weight of solute W2 is equal to 1.26 gram. Then the osmotic pressure of such solution is found to be, osmotic pressure they had given, osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. Pi is equal to 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 bar. Next, temperature, how much they had given? Temperature, that is a 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin. Next, calculate the molar mass of protein. So molar mass of protein is equal to, as we already know the molecular formula for the osmotic pressure, pi is equal to nRT. N means number of moles of solute, that is a pi V is equal to nRT. Pi is equal to what? N2 divided by V RT. N2 means W2 divided by M2 into RT divided by V is equal to 5. What we want now? Molar mass of solute, M2 question mark here. M2 question mark. Directly you can write the formula. M2 is equal to W2 into RT divided by pi into V. This is a formula to calculate the molar mass of solute, that is a protein here. W2 they had given, gas constant we already know that, temperature we know, osmotic pressure we know, volume we know. Just we have to calculate this one. W2 is equal to how much? 1.26 gram into R gas constant, that is they had given here osmotic pressure they had given in a bar, as we already discussed that. So that gas constant have a different value if they given a different pressure. So now if it is in a bar means we have to use the 0.083. Temperature is 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin divided by osmotic pressure they had given 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 into, that is volume of the solution in liter, that is a 0.2. So now if you multiply this one, 31.374 divided by, you can write this one as 0.00257. So easy to multiply into 0.2. So now we'll get this one, 31.374 divided by 0.0000514. If you multiply these two, and if you divide this one, we'll get the 61039 gram per mole. This is the molar mass of a protein in this given problem. Yes sir, second problem on the osmotic pressure, that is 36 gram of glucose dissolved per liter of the solution has an osmotic pressure of 4.98 bar at 300 Kelvin. One solution having a, that is a 36 gram of glucose present in a solution having a osmotic pressure is this much at this much temperature. If the osmotic pressure of the solution is 1.52 bar at the same temperature, what will be its concentration? So we have two solutions here. One solution having a osmotic pressure is this much, and the another solution having a osmotic pressure is this much. So one concentration we already know that. So second concentration we have to calculate. So what they had given first we have to write. So now we already know that pi is equal to CRT formula. So now first they had given pi 1, that is the osmotic pressure of first solution is 4.98 bar, temperature they had given, and concentration term, so that is molarity, number of moles dissolved in per liter of the solution. 36 gram of glucose dissolved in per liter of the solution. So now how to calculate the C or C1? So given gram, that is a 36 divided by molar mass of glucose, C6H12O6, that is a molar mass of glucose is 180. 36 divided by 180. So now we have to calculate the concentration, that is C2 is equal to question mark. Osmotic pressure of second solution they had given, that is a 1.52 bar. 1.52 bar. So now first equation I will write, pi is equal to how much? 4.98 is equal to, C means 36 divided by 180 R into T. This is the first equation. And second equation, so that is pi is equal to how much they had given? 1.52 is equal to, C you have to calculate here, C2 you have to calculate into RT. This is the equation number 2. Divide the second equation by first equation. Divide equation 2 by 1. So now 2 by 1 means we will get the 1.52 divided by 4.98 is equal to C2 divided by C1. So that is C2 divided by C1 means here 36 will come into 180. This RT get cancelled here. So now C2 divided by 36 into 180 is equal to 1.52, same 4.98. So now C2 is equal to 1.52 into 36 multiplication divided by 180 into 4.98. If you multiply, so if you calculate this one, C2 is equal to 0.061 molarity. This is the concentration of second solution. C2 we have to calculate. And third problem I written, so you have to try here. This is for homework. Answer for this one is pi is equal to 30.96 Pascal. The problem is calculate the osmotic pressure in pascals exerted by the solution prepared by dissolving 1.0 gram of polymer of molar mass 1,85,000 in 450 ml of water at 37 degrees Celsius. You have to convert in a Kelvin, then we will calculate the N2 also. They are given a molar mass and given gram. So this is a 450 ml volume divided by 1000 means we will get the value. So answer will be pi is equal to 30.96 Pascal. These are the problems on the some of the problems on the osmotic pressure. So this completes the solution chapter. We will see in the next chapter. Until that you have to read the solution chapter and make the notes and ready for the next chapter. Thank you.